Do you feel prepared emotionally for what looks to be a great deal of uncertainty in 2025? Uncertainty, especially if we're affected by changes in the economy, can be emotionally distressing. And when we're emotionally distressed, our ability to respond creatively is limited. Creativity, including creative problem solving and adapting to change, depends on being relaxed. The more relaxed and open and undefended you can be, the more possibilities you'll see for action. The problem is that when you're concerned about money and survival and not having enough, it's a lot harder to be relaxed, and this is when you need it the most. The reason it's harder is because these concerns you have are actually rooted in challenging or painful events from the past, which we could call trauma. This includes things that have happened to our ancestors, which is why you can still get triggered by things that you didn't experience as a child because your ancestors experienced them, and this is called generational trauma. Regardless of how big or small it is, when trauma is triggered, we react to it with a fight or flight response. And this limits our thinking to a very narrow, short-term set of options. And this was great when we were fighting tigers and bears in the woods, but now today, this actually makes it very hard to be relaxed and think creatively about how to deal with disruptions to our lives. So how do we deal with this? Conveniently, the modality I use can actually heal future traumas before they happen. How does this work? Traumas are actually arranged in our consciousness as strings of discrete events with a common emotional tone. So for example, if you felt excluded as a child when you were in school, and then today you find out that your work colleagues went out drinking without you, that feeling of exclusion will be the same in both events. And this means that if you heal the trauma in one of those events, it will actually be healed in both of them, and any future events where you might have felt that way. This is very key. So this means that we can use what's called future tripping, which is where we imagine a future event where our fears have come true, and this will evoke the trauma behind those fears, which we can then heal and resolve. If we do this with things like losing our job, money being scarce, worrying about survival, we can effectively future-proof ourselves emotionally to events that would have made us feel that way, and this means we can stay calm and collected, and thus able to see lots of options for how to respond creatively. If this sounds like something that would be useful to you, send me a message. I would love to support you in becoming future-proof.